guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do a bit more work on my folio that I've been putting together, the floral, hopefully going to be lots of flaps folio. So I can't remember really whether I have done a lot more since my last video with you guys. But what I did do was I've just got this piece of floral paper, and what I thought that I would do is just have a little sort of opening flap here and just then have it tied closed with the, you know, the policy envelope style closures. So that's what I thought that I would do now. So I'm just going to get a couple of brads to put through that. Oops, there we go. Just grab some book pages to use to pierce the holes here. So I mean, my flaps aren't really the same size, but I mean, I'm not too worried about that. So I'll probably have that one, you know, over the top. And then I'm just going to have these here. Oops, I did bring those book pages along to put under there, but then just totally forgot. Okay, so we just put that one in there like that. And then this one here. So obviously depending on whether I have, I guess, the long flap or the short, well, perhaps I'd have the short flap there. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter particularly, but right, let's try and have that. Is that about central? Might have to stand up in a second because it's a bit hard to view, but excuse me, I've now got a frog in my throat. Excuse me. Oh, I might have to stop the video and have a sip of water, I'm afraid. Hold on. Right, hopefully my throat will stop playing up now. Right. Okay, so that's my two flaps there. Hopefully they're about central anyway. So I'm just going to then, you know, make sure these are pressed in nicely like that. Move those book pages out of the way now. So that's going to just stick on there. Now I could make that another pocket, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to kind of pop it onto the envelope, I think. So yeah, I think that would be best. So I'm just going to then glue that down just using my wet glue. Okie dokie. I just want to make sure I've got plenty on there. Like that. And then quite a bit sort of in the middle. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you're all managing to do some crafting. Maybe you're doing a similar project. They're really fun, these folios. I love them. I love the way that you really can sort of make them very different. You know, each time they can be completely different to the one before. So yeah, I mean, journals, they can be different as in, you know, there's lots of different pockets and obviously themes and, you know, papers and what have you that we can all use. But these are so different because they're literally, I mean, they can be different to the point of even, you know, how your flaps are, whether they open front and back or just the back, and, you know, literally everywhere is different. So I just love that about them. So then I'm just going to take my string and we'll just tie that around this one. Oops. Like that. Okay. And then around this one. It's really nice to work with all these different florals as well, because I loved making that lots of flaps folio, the last one, but obviously that was quite you know, browny in its colour palette. So this is really nice because it's obviously completely different, and the look, you know, looking down on it, it just looks completely different to, you know, anything really else that I've done, I suppose, because although I have used the florals in a journal, it wasn't, you know, piled up and layered up like this is. So it seems pretty exciting to look down and see all the different layers. So what I'm going to do, I think, in here is have like a little flippy pad, and then I'm going to sort of layer up this envelope. Now I just need to decide now what to do on this side. So this is the envelope, obviously, that we stuck on, I think, in the last video where I was working on this, and then we've got this side here. So just need to now decide what to put on here. Now I was wondering whether we could have a fabric pocket, but that may be, I'm not sure I quite like the look of that. Yeah, it kind of, something's not quite working there for me. So I don't think I'm going to have that. Right, let me see what else I've got here. So I've got some more collage page, which again, I could have maybe a pocket from, you know, made from that or something. It would be there or there. No, I think that's a bit too much florals. Yeah, that seems a bit too, you know, too much going on there. Obviously this is rounding quite a bit because it's got obviously a lot of lumpy bits underneath it. So, oh, decisions. I'm just trying to work out what might look really good with this. Let me see what else I've got here. That's not really quite right, is it? I've got this, which that would be quite nice. So we could have this as just like a fold out. I've already obviously, you know, was going to use this for something else. So we could have that somewhere, which might be quite nice. Yeah, I quite like that actually. And then I'm thinking underneath whether we could have something else. Right, let me just have a quick rummage around in my envelopes that are just here to the side of me. Okay, I've got an envelope here. Just wondering whether we could have it, you know, like this, and we could make this envelope into just a large, you know, side loading pocket. That would be quite nice, I think. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. The only thing I'm not so keen on is obviously this envelope's not coffee dyed. Right, let me just go and see if I've got any coffee dyed long envelopes. Hold on. Right, so I have swapped that out. I've got this one here now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this flap down. If I just move the folio over, I'm running out of space quite a lot now on my desk. So let's just glue the flap down, and I'm just going to glue these little bits, you know, like this foldy kind of self-adhesive flap. Just going to fold that in like that. Oops. Okay. Okie dokie, right. And then that's going to be attached around there like that. So I think that's really nice. And how will I hold this closed as we have it? We could have it so it's higher up, and what I'm just wondering is if I put a small pocket here with something in, that it would hold it closed. Yeah, right, let's have a look and see how that would work. So, see what I've got that I could make a pocket from. Again, just seeing what papers and things I've got left laying around. Oh, not that, not that. Right, let's have a look and see. Have I got some of the, you know, something quite neutrally, just like a brownie piece like we used on the other page, I think we did. Let's have a look. I've got a photo here, but that's quite big. I think that's probably too big. Yep. Oh, that's quite nice there, mind you. Right, so I'm just going to leave that there for a moment. It probably won't go on there, but just in case. Okay. Let's have a look. I'm just having a rummage because I've got some things here that I have already cut out that are just beside me, and I just wondered whether I've got anything there. Can't see anything right now. That's a bit annoying. I had dug out a whole bunch of things to put with this journal. Now, what did I do with those? Or, you know, this Lapbook. Aha, here we go. Right, they are still in that pile, but they obviously, you know, over time, they had things piled on top of them. So that's why I couldn't quite see them. Right, okay, so we've got all these bits and bobs. So, yeah, I mean, if I had something like that, except it's obviously very big, this would have to go a lot higher. Does that matter? So then I'm thinking could kind of have something like this that would hold that flap closed. And then obviously once you took that out, then that flap would open. That's quite nice, isn't it? So I'm not sure about that because obviously it's quite wide. Let me see if I've got a slightly smaller piece. Okay, got this one. So we could possibly use that. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'll probably have to cut that down slightly more. What do you think? I mean, I did prefer this, I've got to say, you know, more here. I can't decide now. But then, you know, this is quite a good way to have a closure. Well, I don't mind it probably like that, to be honest. Yeah, that probably is pretty good. So, right, okay, let's go for that. So I'm just going to trim this down slightly because it's got like an edge. And if I take the edge off, it will fit on that envelope slightly better. And I'm just going to take the bottom off as well. Okay, and just that top piece as well. Okay. Okie dokie, and then just going to ink that up. Like that. Okie dokie, right. And then I'm just going to glue that on like a little pocket onto the envelope. Like that. Okay. And just glue that on. Okie dokie. Oops. Pop that on there. Actually, I can move that down. Doesn't really need to have a sort of border around the bottom, does it? So there we go. Okay. So that looks really nice now. And then we'll just attach this flap here. Now, I have it there. Now I'm just wondering whether if I have that smaller, if I had it much smaller, no, but perhaps we could have it slightly smaller in height. So I'm just going to cut that down. Now right, I'm going to cut it down this way, I think. Like that. And then, okay. Right, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? And then you see, if I had this as, say, the journaling card, that would just go in there and it would just hold that flap closed, which I quite like that. Let me just check that I'm filming, that I'm in frame. Okay, so that looks good. Right, I'm going to glue this on. Like that. Okie dokie. Yeah, they're a bit like a puzzle, these flappy folios, because you're sort of working out, you know, how to keep one piece closed, and if you want sort of one piece opening behind another piece and things like that. So I mean, they're really good fun to do. You know, really, really like doing them. Okay, so that's going to be like that. Yep, I like that. Okay, yep, I like that. So do I want to cut this top piece down to have as a top loading pocket and a side loading? Again, as I always kind of think, you know, it doesn't hurt to cut it open, you know, because then you've got options. Whereas if you leave it closed, you haven't really got the option of it ever being a pocket. Whereas if you open it up, you know, you've got that choice, haven't you, further down the line. So it's always good to have more choices rather than less. And I'm just going to check that's not glued right the way down. You know, where I glued the flap down. Okay. Just ink around this a bit. Okay. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do is, again, just glue that around the edges, and obviously I'm leaving it open like a pocket on the side. So just using my Fabri-Tac here. So a bit along there, then along here, which is obviously then helping that flap as well to, you know, stay glued on. So there we go. Quite a bit across that top, because obviously that's going to be glued down as a top loading pocket. So you don't want that coming out or anything. Right. Okay. Okie dokie, so then just place that down like that. Right, and I'm going to then cover up this envelope a little bit, although to be honest, maybe that envelope's quite nice, a bit plainer. Do I want to have that photograph on there? It's quite nice, isn't it? And then let me just check how that would look if I then had this in here. Yeah, I quite like that, I think. So I'm just going to ink this photograph up. Like that. Oops. Okay. And again, what we can do is pop the photograph down like another pocket. And, you know, again, because it's just, if you're not going to use it, that's fine, but then you have got the choice to use it or not to use it. So if you don't even stick it down as a pocket, that choice is not there, is it? So just pop this down. Okay. Yeah, I'm really trying to be, you know, less matchy-matchy and a bit more freestyling. I mean, it's always difficult when that's not your normal thing to do, you know, the way that you normally kind of are drawn. It's hard to just suddenly do something out of your normal comfort zone, isn't it? But right, and then we're going to have her in like that. Okay, so I like how that's looking. Now, do we want some decorative pieces? I think is very much required, isn't it? So we might have some of that. I wonder if I've got some doily here. Have a look. Well, I definitely did have some here. So, right, I have some just behind me. Let me just pull that in. Okay. Okie dokie. So where would that go? Here. So maybe have something like that. And it just breaks it up a little bit as well. Like that. Yeah, love how that looks. Really, really pretty. So I'm going to open this flap up a bit so that I'm not, you know, definitely not touching that with any glue. I'll just pop this on with the 3-in-1 there. Okay, just tuck that into there, like that. Okay, so that looks good. Press that down. I mean, this doesn't really need inking up, but I'll just ink it a little bit just in case, with just any leftover ink that's on my brush, I think. Oops. Just going to pop that there. Okay, so yeah, that looks good. Right, pop that on. That one on there. So I love how that looks. Really, really nice. Now, do we want anything here on this, or just leave it plain for journaling? I mean, obviously it's probably good to have some journaling space, isn't it? But I mean, having said that, we're going to have obviously lots of pullouts and things. So, you know, the journaling space isn't quite so important really, because, you know, strange as that sounds, because we are going to have lots of, you know, pull-outy pieces. So I'll just try this. Okay, well that's quite nice, isn't it? So just going to glue the doily down. Oops, like that. Okay, dab that up. Okay, and then I'm just going to, again, just ink these up a little bit. Just a bit, you know, not too much. And this one. Okay, right. Then we're going to just pop those on here, like that. Okay, that looks really nice, doesn't it? So just place those down. That one. And this one. Okay. Oops. Don't know how straight that is. I might have to stand up again. Sorry, guys. When you're looking sort of at it, you know, you can't necessarily see how straight things are, and looking, you know, right down, it just really helps. Okay, so that looks really nice, doesn't it? And then obviously we've got our flap, which again closes over like that. So that looks really pretty, doesn't it? Now we might want something around here. Let's just see what else we've got. Got this one. So perhaps we'll just have something like that. That there. Yeah, let's just have that. Okay. Just pop that one on there, and then I could round the corners actually of this foldy flap, so I think I'm going to do that. So just round those one, and then this one. Okay, so that looks really, really pretty, doesn't it? And then that there. And now I can't decide whether we want to actually leave this plain, because obviously this is very, very busy now. You know, we've got lots and lots going on here. So it might be actually that it doesn't really need anything else going on there. Oh no. I thought the doily would look nice, but I think, oh, I don't know actually. It's so often the case, isn't it, that you put things down and then, you know, you think, oh no, and then you move them and think, oh, actually, yeah. So this is one of those moments. So let's just, again, pop the doily down. Okay, just pop that down there, like that. And then just, again, just quickly ink this up a little bit. And then pop that one down on there. Okay, so that looks really, really nice, doesn't it? Okay, right. We are making some progress now. So now it's kind of here whether we want to decorate this piece. So let me just check that the whole folio is actually on camera. It's so big, you know, once it opens out, it's hard to actually fit it all in. So, right, so I was obviously toying with whether to put this here. So let me just tear that down a bit more, or whether to actually leave it you know, plainer as an envelope. I mean, ridiculous, but I'm trying to hoard this. Why would I try and hoard that? I mean, it's like teeny weeny, and just, you know, what possible purpose could that have? I have no idea. Right, so do we like it with that or without it? Oh, I can't decide. Let's just bring in another bit of doily. I know we're now doily crazy, but just wondering whether, you know, whether we wanted to sort of have it. Oh no. I mean, to be honest, I don't very often have blank surfaces like that. And I think perhaps in this instance that actually is quite nice, because the actual folio itself is so super busy, you know, with so many different florals. I'm kind of thinking maybe, just maybe, that is what's needed, is a bit of sort of breathing space there. What do you guys think? Do you think it kind of needed a bit of breathing space? Yeah, possibly. So we've got this side now, which of course, let's not have too much breathing space, because that would just be really boring, wouldn't it? So we could have something like that. And then I'm just thinking, shall we have like another pocket on here? That's an envelope from there. So we have it like that. And then let me just again see the things that I brought along, thinking that we could use. And we could, maybe not her. Did I try and use this on the other side? I think I did. Strangely enough, I think I did. I'm almost inclined to have her sort of more on the plain envelope. I know this is very unlike me. I don't generally do the whole plain, but I think just there's so much going on in terms of florals on this journal or folio that actually I think maybe it just needs a bit of clear space. I mean, we could maybe just have her even like that, couldn't we? Or do you prefer her with nothing? Oh, I can't decide. I mean, I quite like her with nothing, which is really unlike me. Do you know what? I'm going to just stand up and actually step back from the desk and sort of have a look from a distance. I know that's really odd, but still can't decide. Isn't this mad? I mean, seriously, like, it's just not that big a deal, is it? But it seems to be proving very difficult for me to make a decision. Okay, right. Oh, with the flowers or without the flowers? I'm so wishing I was live now and you guys could tell me whether you think with or without. I mean, it's so pathetic because it really is not that big a thing, is it? But oh, right, I'm going to put them on. Let's hope I don't live to regret this. I think I'm in need of a cup of tea, so yeah, we might have to call it a day soon, because I'm clearly like going mad now. But sometimes you just don't know, do you? And I keep putting things there, taking them away, putting them there, taking them away. And it's like, oh, I'm not sure which looks better. And obviously you don't want to make the wrong decision because, you know, I hate it when you stick something down and then regret it. And especially if it's something that can't that easily be rectified. I know I always say everything can be, and of course it could be. But if it's a case of, oh no, I would have preferred it plain, then obviously that's quite hard to rectify because, you know, you're going to have to cover up the glue, aren't you, somehow? Right, okay. Yep, I really do like that. My gosh, that took a long time deciding I really liked that, didn't it? Now, no. I was going to say we could have a little foldy flat, but no, I'm not going to do that because it's just getting out of hand, I think. So I'm going to go for this. We'll just ink this up a little bit. Like that. Okay. Right. Okay, and pop this on like a little pocket. Okay. Right. So that's going to go on there like that. Ah, gorgeous. I love how that looks. Yeah, I mean, I don't very often do plain, but to be honest, because this is so full and so busy, I felt that it just did need something a little bit sort of more neutral or, you know, toned down really. So yeah, I think that was kind of the way to go. I mean, we could have a label on there. What do you guys think? Again, let me just look from afar, come back. Maybe not, maybe not. I wonder if we should have a label on here. That could go into there. That's quite nice, isn't it? Or, actually, I've just thought we could have one of our book plates. So let me just bring those in. Wow, I've cut out loads of these, but I think I've cut out mainly the big ones so far. Oh no, I have got some smaller ones. So buried in there. Notes would just be better, or perhaps we'll have it on that side. Otherwise I feel like we're trying to sort of equal it out, you know, which then to me that just feels a little bit false, you know, as if we've tried too hard. So it might be better on here. Oh my gosh, glue everywhere now. Okay, pop that down there. Right, let me just mop up the glue, mop up that. Okay, and then we could maybe have another one here. Maybe up there. If we should have it like that. Yeah, it just looked a little bit too boring, didn't it, otherwise? So just then make this up. And the book plate, actually, I've got some, you know, like this one without the little knobbly bits, you know, ready to put a brad in. So I might just have a look and see whether I've got some other ones of those, because they might just look better, because I'm not planning on putting a brad, I think. Well, unless I do. I've got some already with brads. I have started doing those, so yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some more, so I have plenty actually ready to go, but so far I've just done a handful, so let me just bring those in. See, I am gradually trying to get more organised. It's a slow process, but you know, gradually get in there. Oh, that looks really nice actually. Wow. Yep, I must do some of my brads through the book plates, mustn't I? So I have some more ready to go. Just makes life so easy, doesn't it, if you've actually got things ready. Okay, I'll just ink that up. Yeah, I love that. So I'm just going to hot glue this because it's, you know, it's lumpy obviously with the brads and things. So the hot glue is just a bit easier really when things aren't quite flat. Okay. Right, okay. So, yep, we've actually done quite a lot, to be honest. Don't know how long I've been filming for, but we've actually, you know, we have done quite a bit because we've put lots and lots of different bits on here now. Yeah, so I'm really liking how it's coming together. And then obviously we've got these bits, which I still haven't really done anything much with except for here. And then we've got the inside, which again, I still need to put some pockets on here. But yeah, I mean, it's coming together quite well. So, right, well, that's probably it for today. Just, you know, probably a bit of a quick one. I need to go and have a cup of tea to wet my throat. And yeah, hope that you all got something useful out of that. And hopefully see you all again soon. Thanks then. Bye.